In the ultra-competitive grocery industry, data drives everything, but the people and the reasons behind the data are coming more and more into play. On the Business Courier front page centerpiece, the power of why. Through your shopper card, 8451 analyzes everything you buy at Kroger to help determine which products they should carry as well as how to price. Now, 8451 is investing in the human touch to supplement big data findings. A fast-growing group of the company called Primary Research gathers out of the ordinary and hard-to-get data for Kroger. 8451 has expanded the unit from 13 to 30 people over the past year, with many of those hires coming over from Kroger. The goal is to get to know customers on a personal level.
Some of our Kroger customers or people who are kind of living on the extreme of some trend that we want to understand. And in that case, we might recruit them and then go out and spend a morning, an afternoon, a whole day with them to really understand in the context of their life and the world they're living within, how does Kroger fit in, or grocery shopping, or food.
Rassie's goal is to humanize big data to give customers exactly what they want. Now, this is a far cry from the core business at downtown-based 8451, which has about 700 employees. Business Courier reporter Steve Watkins looked into 8451's focus on the personal touch. He joins editor Rob Dawmeyer in the studio with more on what he found. Rob and Steve.
Peg, thank you. And Steve, thanks for being here.
Glad to do it.
She just mentioned, obviously, when you think of 8451, you think big data, number crunching. But what is primary research?
Well, it's basically the opposite of that. It is where they add the human touch to this, and they go out, they talk to people directly. That's essentially what primary research is. And a lot of it is visiting people in their homes. They're trying to get to why people are buying rather than the sheer data of what they're buying and when they're buying it.
So specifically, you said they'll go out, what do they spend time with people? I mean, how does this work?
Yeah, they actually do. It's kind of hard to believe in a way, but they do things like Skype, and they'll do surveys. But one of the big things they do is they'll visit somebody in their home, a Kroger shopper, and they will basically spend about 6 hours with them. They'll watch them, see how they make a shopping list. They'll go to the store with them.
Wow.
They'll go to other stores with them if they shop, buy a few things at different stores outside of Kroger. And sometimes they'll even go back with them, watch them make dinner, and even eat dinner with them. And the whole process is aimed at just understanding why they are buying all these things, what the thought process is behind it. It's fascinating.
So they get this information. What do they do with it? Why is it important?
Well, the big thing is that the grocery industry is so tight in terms of margins. It's very hyper competitive right now. Amazon just said they're going to complete the deal with Whole Foods Monday. That's going to add more fuel to the fire. And so these companies, Kroger being the biggest operator of traditional supermarkets, they need to know what these customers are thinking, why they're doing what they're doing, and get to understand them better.
And last question for you. You just mentioned it with the Amazon deal closing with Whole Foods. They instantly announced last week that they're going to drop prices. Kroger stock, on Thursday, Kroger stock was down. We don't know what will happen on Monday, but what is the word out there about how big of a deal this Whole Foods is going to be?
It's a huge deal. In a way, it shouldn't be surprising. Amazon comes in and they cut prices at Whole Foods, but I think the speed at which they did it, they're closing on the deal Monday, and immediately they're cutting prices on tons of items. All the grocery stocks went down. So, yeah, it's a major deal for not only Kroger, but all the supermarkets. And a lot of people say Kroger is going to be able to survive this a lot better than some of the operators that aren't quite as strong.
And one of the reasons is that 8451's right down the street from them. So
yeah, that's right. They're getting a lot of this insight that's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for being here.
Sure.